Today is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, and we are out on Rocky Branch Trail, heading up to Isolation today. Tonight, very, very cold weather is coming in for Friday and Saturday, and we will not be hiking this weekend at all. It's just going to be minus 100 wind chills on Mount Washington, so very dangerously cold. So we are coming out today. It's cold. It was 9 degrees at the car. So the good thing about this hike is it's protected all the way up until you pop out at the summit. So even if it's kind of blustery, which I think it's supposed to be up there, we don't have to spend any time. Just get up and get down. So we are going to take the Engine Hill bushwhack and the ISO Express bushwhack. And as you can see, this is nicely broken out. We're wearing snowshoes. Started in spikes, but I just find it easier if it's a little loose, which it is. Then snowshoes really prevent you from doing extra work with each step. Plus, you're carrying them. I'd rather have the weight on my feet than on my back. So anyway, we're about 2.25 miles in. And there are at least 4 other hikers out here. We saw 2, and there are 2 other cars. I think there's a dog out too. So we are out on the bushwhack now in the birch glades, and this is very cool. So this whole hike, there have been tons of animal prints, and this is an animal print where the little guy was coming right along and then a bird got him. Look at this. You see the wing marks right there? He got snagged. Someone had breakfast. Cool. There were other ones where they abruptly ended, but you couldn't see that a bird snatched it. It had to have been, though. But for that one, you can actually see the ends of the wings, the feathers. Very cool. Lots and lots and lots of prints all the way down to the car. There were ermine and red squirrels and tons of bunny prints and other little mice and whatnot. I have not seen any moose prints, although this area is one that people do spot moose on Rocky Branch, but I haven't seen anything. Got some light snow showers right now. I think that's Isolation right there through the trees. All right, John had to take off his snowshoes because his new boots don't have a welt on the back, and they're just sliding right off his feet. Highly annoying. So I'm still wearing my snowshoes, but we will fix that up at home. Isn't that a lovely glade? It's very cool. So we are on the ISO Express now. If you just follow the trough, it'll take you right there. Like, this is the way to go. And there's one water crossing on the Rocky Branch slash Saco River, and it looks like it's totally bridged. So go ahead, John. Look at that. We're here in December. It was not bridged in any way. Wow, look at that. Pretty. All right, so now we have a steep, maybe 7/10 of a mile climb. Maybe not that far. And we'll pop out on Davis Path, go just a little bit, a couple tenths, and then up on Isolation Spur. We'll be there. It's slightly snowing, so it's overcast. Don't think we'll get a view of the presidentials. We might get something to the south, though. We just popped out of the ISO Express bushwhack and are on Davis Path, and the summit is going to be right up behind John. I think it's like 1/10 of a mile on here, and then a little spur. It's very steep going up there. So this is looking out to, in the background is Willie and Field, and Tom. No, actually that's Field, and then Tom, and then over here is the twins, and in front of that is Jackson and Webster, and then Pierce is actually that's Jackson, Pierce. Where am I? Eisenhower right there. Franklin, Little Monroe. Monroe's right behind this tree. And there is Washington, which is not in a cloud, but the cloud is the same color, so I can easily see all the antennas and stuff sticking up on top. And then over here's Boot Spur. We will have a good view from the summit, so let's go to it. And we'll have 360-degree views too, so there's a little bit of color right under the cloud right there. And over here, we had a little peek out when we were climbing up towards Bartlett. You can keep walking. And you can see nice orange sky color underneath the cloud, and all those little smaller mountains like the Attitash ski area and Bartlett Haystack and stuff like that. So go see what it looks like. Hey, we are at the summit of Isolation. This is Kearsarge North, straight ahead. And then it's obstructed here, but there's a little bit of awesome orange color right along the mountains out that way. Kerrigan in the center over there. And then, looks like Franconia Ridge is clear, but the bonds are socked in. I see some little clouds. I don't think Franconia is visible on here, but because it's covered with snow, so it's blending right in. Nice. And then over here, Eisenhower, Monroe, Washington, Boot Spur, Slide Peak, the Carters, kind of in the center. No, the Wildcats in the center. Well, and the Carters right there. Or the Carters with the Wildcats in front of them. It's kind of weird. Okay, the bald faces, they've got snow on them. The double heads right in the center. Nice. The wind is very low right now. Like 0 to 3. Oh, look, there's a gray jay sitting on this tallest tree right here. They're usually quite aggressive here. Okay, wow, it's nice to have a view. Last time we were up here, we had no view. It's too bad that you can't get a view out that way, really. It's really pretty. Well, we're about a mile from the car, and it's, I don't know, the wind was definitely picking up a little bit. Trees, a lot of, wow, all the way up, it's all woodpecker cavities. So I'm glad that we did this hike today. It ended up being perfect conditions for it. Even having a view, no wind. I think the forecast called for 20 to 25 mile an hour sustained winds with gusts of 35. But it was nothing, not even measurable, I would say, up there. There were 11 hikers total, 7 of us in snowshoes and 4 in spikes. The trail's in really great shape now. And yeah, good to get out here before it gets so brutal. Should end up being about 10.5 miles. I dropped a pole off the back of my pack, so I got an extra couple tenths on my hike, but generally it should be about, I think, like 10.5, 10.4. We just pulled over on the way home, just across from the Mount Washington Resort, so I could shoot a little video here to show you how this is Washington right there, and the cloud is just above it, so now you can actually see it. Cool. All right, wind is definitely higher now. We're gonna head home.